Hey guys, Maddie from Birdcage Marketing here, and today I'm going to be taking you through how to launch a foolproof pre-launch marketing campaign. This is for brands that have not yet launched their product or service. Your website might still be in development, your products might even still be in development, but this is the strategy you need to get up and running right now if you want your launch to be a success. Now make sure you stay to the end where I'm going to be dropping a massive tip on how you can increase your website conversions by 30% with one single step. So I can't wait to share this plan with you. This is what we use for all of our pre-launch clients. And it also sets you up for your ongoing strategy as well. So after you've launched, what the next steps actually are, you'll have everything already set up, ready to go. I actually want you to start this entire sales funnel process about 6 to 8 weeks out from your anticipated launch date. I know that sounds crazy, and you might be wondering, how the hell am I going to market my product or service when I don't even have anything tangible to sell yet? Well, I'm going to be showing you exactly what I mean by this and what you actually need to be implementing in that 6 to 8 week period prior to your anticipated launch date. So guys, if you are yet to launch your website, that is great, because this is what I want you to do. When you are building your website, whether you're outsourcing that or whether you are building it yourself, what I actually want you to do is build it behind a landing page. So I want you to set up your website on your host, whether you're using Shopify, WordPress, whatever it is. We recommend Shopify or WordPress. Then I want you to build your website behind that. So what that means is you actually put up a live web page, just a single page, and then you can actually do the entire build process behind that page. So people won't actually be able to click into your website. All that's going to be on that page is some information about what's launching. Maybe keep it a little bit secretive to get a bit of anticipation going. But the biggest thing I want you to do is actually have a email sign up form there so that you can direct people to that page, so they can input their email address and they can go on your waiting list for when you're ready to launch your product. So who are we actually going to be sending to this landing page, and how are we going to be sending people in general? How are people going to even know that you are thinking of launching or planning to launch? Social media is the answer to that one. So depending on what your brand does, inside the agency, we work with a lot of mainly female focused brands. So they are lifestyle brands in the mum and baby space, home, pet, health and wellness, beauty. They're sort of our core clients. So mainly e-coms, but also service based. But what that means is their primary target audience is females. And when you are talking to females, it's usually Instagram is going to be your winning platform. Facebook is also relevant, and what we usually recommend is that you do run both platforms at the same time, because you can repurpose your Instagram content across to Facebook with just a click of a button. We don't want you to spending a huge amount of time on Facebook, but you know, if it's just one button that automatically posts across to both platforms, you might as well do it so you have a presence on both of those platforms. The other platforms you could be looking at is Pinterest, although that is a little bit less time sensitive, but it is still a great traffic generator. Or LinkedIn might also be a relevant platform for you if you are focusing more business to business or targeting corporate audiences, for example. Finally, TikTok. Love TikTok. If you can jump on TikTok for your brand, if you are marketing to a little bit of a younger audience, so usually that 18 to 35-year-old audience, I would say, I'm still going to call 35 young, then TikTok is also a really great platform where you have the opportunity to go massively viral with, like, even if you've only just started an account. So they are probably the main platforms. When I sort of talk about social media marketing, the biggest platform I'm talking about in general is Instagram, because that is what we use most for our clients. We are also big believers in, instead of spreading yourself too thinly and doing a lot of platforms a little bit good, we kind of recommend sticking to a few core platforms, really nailing them, really making sure you're using all of the different placements on those platforms before you then start looking further afield and growing the number of platforms that you're using. Now, let's talk about your social media content. When it comes to your social media content, it is a big misconception that when you're using social media for business, you're only meant to be talking about your product or service and basically pushing people to buy that product or service. That is the quickest way to getting zero engagement on your socials. What we usually like to do is focus 70 or 80% on value-based content, on community building content, maybe 20 to 30% on self-promo content. But even then, if it is self-promo content, you must be positioning your product or service as a solution to people's problems. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's, for example, use a all-natural skincare brand targeted at busy mums, for example. Now, you might think that the types of posts you should be posting about is specifically around your ingredients or your formulations or the results people should expect, or even just coming soon. I mean, yes, always have a coming soon post so people understand the context in which they find your account that you haven't yet launched. And yes, ingredients and features and benefits and all of that kind of stuff is super, super important, but it's not what's going to be getting engagement. Like, that is when we're talking further down the sales funnel. When we're at this top stage of sales funnel, it is more about positioning your brand so that people understand, hey, yeah, I am in the right place. This is a brand that aligns with me, my personality, my values, my lifestyle. And the best way that you can do that is by sharing content which aligns, is like works in parallel to the products or services that you're selling. So let's use our the skincare brand for mums, for example. A great, you could post like a time-saving smoothie recipe for the morning, which helps you glow from the inside out. So you can see how that kind of a post, it's still talking about beauty-related aspects, about glowing, about looking your best, but it's also leveraging that pain point that mums are super time poor. So here is a recipe, or here is a life hack that's going to be saving you time, but you're still going to be getting some great beauty results on the outside. So recipe is always a really good one. We see our client content gets a lot of saves on Instagram when we post recipes. Another bit of content, so that's more educational style content, I suppose. The next style of content would be your inspiring content. So quotes, inspo quotes are really great, I think. Then the next type of content is entertainment content. So when we talk about entertainment, I like to say, imagine if your brand or imagine if your business had its own reality TV show, what kind of storylines would they be covering there? Some really great examples are behind the scenes content. People absolutely love behind the scenes. They want to know how you create your business, how you do what you do. It also allows you to put a lot of humanness into the brand, which means that you're leveraging that connection-based marketing, which is something that we are all about in the agency, especially because we have, all of our clients have that female-focused audience, which really value connection. As females, we love to shop and purchase with brands that we feel connected to and that we want to be a part of their brand story. So they are kind of the three types of content. So it's entertainment, inspiring, and educational content. You can see all of them actually have no call for you posting about your product or service necessarily. When you are in that initial pre-launch stage though, it is important to keep putting out that message. Make sure you head to our website to sign up to our waiting list. There are ways you can also incentivize that. So we usually see conversion rates of email signups go up considerably if there is a bit more of an incentive on offer. So the first type of incentive could be pre-launch access. So you might give your waiting list 24 hours access to the website when it launches before anybody else, before the public. That is especially good if you anticipate that your product or service is going to have a pretty big chance of selling out. So you might have a small batch, or it might just be a really in-demand product, which, yay, good for you. The other option, and we see even higher conversion rates when this happens, is if you offer a launch discount. So 10 to 20% off to anyone signed up on the mailing list. That's usually only valid for the first week or so. But yeah, anyone who signs up to the mailing list, they get 10 to 20% off, and that's redeemable in the first week. So you really want to make sure that you add some time factor behind it. When you offer a discount, don't just let it run for 6 months, for example. If it is like a pre-launch discount, make sure that you put like time limits in place so that you actually secure the sale initially, because we understand when you first launch your brand, you've probably injected quite a bit of cash into it and you want to start seeing some returns pretty instantly. Okay, so now that you have been creating your waiting list, creating your online communities, and therefore driving people to your waiting list, what happens next? Now, I keep talking about it's really vital that you get your email marketing set up. There's a few reasons to this. Number one, it has one of the highest conversion rates of any platform. So it usually performs better than Facebook ads, than social media marketing. It is just people, when they're on your email list and you pop into their inbox and you're providing valuable content and valuable offers, people tend to purchase from that. So that is number one, high conversion rate with emails. Number two, it is a platform that you own. So you own your email database directly. Yes, you need to sign up to email marketing platforms like Klaviyo or ActiveCampaign, for example, but you own that data, as opposed to social media platforms where you could get shut down tomorrow by Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest or whoever the social media platform is. I mean, it is your data, but it's technically not your data. You could be shut out instantly, and we've seen that happen before. That is why we really emphasize having a really strong email marketing strategy in place from launch through to growth and beyond. So basically what will happen next after you launch your website, you're going to be obviously emailing your waiting list and coming good on your pre-launch offers if you made any, or letting them know that you finally launched. Then I also want you to make sure you've got your abandoned cart email in place. If you don't know what an abandoned cart email is, it's basically when people start going through your checkout and then they get distracted because the doorbell rings or someone calls them or the kids just spill Cocoa Pops on the carpet or something like that, or they just, I'm not 100% sure that they want to go through with the purchase. It's up to your abandoned cart to then come through into their inbox and remind them, hey, we've saved your cart for you. You might even want to give them a free shipping incentive or an additional 10% off or something like that to encourage them to go back to the website and complete their purchase. We usually see an increase of 30% on conversions if a brand is using an abandoned cart email. If you are on Shopify, Shopify has like a native abandoned cart email that goes out. It's really standard and pretty ugly, so I would definitely encourage adding some personalization to it. Otherwise, you can use some of the platforms that I'm about to recommend at the end of the video. Okay guys, that is it. I know you would have gotten so much value out of that training, so if you did, make sure you give us a thumbs up for this video, and also feel free to leave a comment if you'd like any more advice or if there's anything else that I can help you with in terms of pre-launch marketing. If you are feeling a bit overwhelmed with things, please just get started, because you can't be making any sales if you're not actually out there on your socials or have a solid email strategy in place. If you would like to book a call with me directly, then please do so by visiting the Birdcage Marketing website. You'll be able to see my calendar and choose a time which works for you, and we'll be able to spend 20 to 30 minutes together talking about what your options are, and I'll be able to put together a proposal which uses a really similar framework to what we have just shown you in this video, but it will obviously be customized to your brand. And make sure you even share in comments what your Instagram handle is so I can check you out.